Hey everybody, Kevin here. So today we are going to work on our wrists and hands. Yay! All that desk work sitting in your house. Hands are a great place to work. If you have accessibility, something like a peanut, which is two lacrosse balls taped together, or my better suggestion would be yoga tune-up balls in their tote. Yoga tune-up balls are slightly nicer to the skin as well as to the muscles themselves. But a peanut will definitely work. If you have access to either of these, I highly suggest rolling out the forearms and the hands prior to this video, just to give you a little bit better results. But you don't necessarily have to. You can always just toss those aside and continue on with what we're going to do. All you will definitely need for today are your hands and your forearms. This is super simple, kind of break from work. Give yourself a little bit of love. Keeping in mind that the hands and the bones in the hands and the forearms make up a large part of our brain. So by doing this stuff during your workday, you'll actually wake yourself up a little bit, give your brain a little bit of a spark to keep on going. So we are going to get started. Very simple. What we're going to start with is just some finger waving. However, you're going to want to follow me very closely with this, just to pay attention a little bit to what you're actually doing. So we're going to put our hand up. What you're going to want to start with is that pinky side. Drop the pinky finger, the ring finger, the middle finger, the forefinger, and then pick up that pinky finger, ring finger, middle finger, forefinger, going up and down, up and down. The one that goes down, that pinky finger, is the first one to rise. Attempting to go as fast as you can, but keeping it slow if you need to. Give yourself a couple rounds to kind of fumble through that. My first time trying this, it was really hard, couldn't quite pull it off. And as I get more tired, it is much harder to do. We'll take about one more round, and then we're going to reverse that. So start with the hand open. That forefinger is going to lead now. Forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, then the pinky, and then you'll lift the same way that you went down. Once again, forefinger to pinky, and back up. This way for me is much harder than the pinky way. But at the same time, I'm going to try to make it go as fast as possible while keeping the accuracy. Can I keep them moving one finger at a time? And it's hard to talk and do it, but can I keep them moving one finger at a time and speed it up just a little bit? We'll take about one more round, and then we'll let that go. Shake that hand off. And then we'll switch to the other side. Round two for awesomeness here. We are going to start with that pinky. Pinky goes down, ring finger, middle finger, forefinger, and reverse it. Go one finger at a time. Keep it slow to begin with. Slow is your friend. And then as you get more comfortable with it, you can speed it up just a little bit. If you are someone who tends to have cold hands and feet, this is a great way to warm them up. If at any point you are feeling super cold with your hands sitting around the house all day, this is a good one to do. Warm them up rather quickly. We'll take about one more this direction. Up and down. And then we'll switch. Forefinger is going to lead this time. Forefinger down. Middle finger, ring finger, pinky. And then reverse it. Forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, and then pinky. And then we'll go slow to begin with. And then as you get a little better at it, we will speed it up. Make it go a little bit faster. Keep it slow if you need to. You only speed it up if you can keep the accuracy of it. As soon as you start to fumble around with it, as I am now, as I'm trying to speak, I'm starting to get a little fumbly, so I'll slow it back down to make it a little easier on myself. Make myself actually be able to pull it off. We're going to let that one go, and we are going to move on to our next movement, which is going to be big hand circles. These are going to combine that movement of the fingers with a larger movement of the hand. Here's what it's going to look like. You're going to take that hand up like you're giving someone in front of you a big high five. You're going to close those fingers down. And then you are going to flip that wrist down, all the way down, till you can't flip it anymore. And if you look closely at me, I'm shaking just a little bit. You're going to leave with that forefinger, and that forefinger is going to twist upwards. And then you're going to open it up and splay that hand out until you can't anymore. Feel yourself shaking a little bit. Feel that you are truly at your end range of motion. And then you're once again going to lead with that forefinger, twist it upwards, and then do it again. Close the hand down, close the wrist down as far as you possibly can. Make yourself really work here. And then you're going to flip it up towards the ceiling. Splay those fingers wide open. Turn that palm to face in front of you. Really pull those fingertips back towards the forearm. And we'll go through one more, switch it up. Fingers down, flip that hand down, hold, get that nice big stretch. Lift that hand upwards, splay the fingers open, and then twist it up. We'll let that go. We'll switch to the other side. Opposite hand comes out in front of you. Give a big high five to the camera there. We are going to close the hand down, turn the wrist down until you really feel that stretch, really make your forearm work. Flip it up, splay the hand open, pull those fingertips towards the forearm. I'm shaking a lot because I'm really trying to pull my hand back as far as I possibly can. Flip the hand upwards, close the fingers down, flip the wrist down, get that stretch, feel the forearm working, flip the hand up, splay the fingers open, twist it up. We'll go for one more, close the hand down, flip the wrist down, hand goes up, splay the fingers open, and then we are going to let that one go. Moving on to our next one, which is going to be our wrist circles. Now these are wrist circles, not hand circles. So you really want to pay attention in the very beginning that your forearm is moving up and down and side to side. If only your hand is doing the movement, you need to practice in front of a mirror or practice by looking at your wrist. Looking at your wrist will give you feedback so you can actually see if that wrist is doing the movement or if the hand is doing the movement. So take this one slow, do it as many times as you need to really get a feel of the wrist itself moving. So we are gonna start by locating our wrist, see where it's at, touch it, feel that it exists, and then we're gonna start some movement. We are gonna drop that wrist straight down. You'll notice my forearm angled down as well, my hand angled up. And then we are gonna bring that forearm upward. You'll notice my forearm now angles up, my wrist angles down. Taking it just simply up and down, feeling that your forearm is moving and your hand is just moving because your wrist is moving. The hand and fingers are staying as relaxed as possible while the wrist is doing the work. We start with the up and down because it's the easy one. We'll go one more time. And then we're going to take it side to side. This one is definitely harder to do, so be kind to yourself. Take it slow. We're going to move right to left. You'll notice as my forearm moves in, my hand goes out. And as my forearm moves out, my hand goes in. Taking it side to side to the best of your ability. Watch yourself actually do it in the beginning until you hit a point where you can do it without looking at it. This one is a come and go one for me. Some days I can pull it off really well. Other days it's much harder. So be easy on yourself to begin with. Give yourself room to learn a new movement. And then we will let that one go, move on to the other side. Round 2, second chance to be awesome at this. We are going to start by going down. Once again, locate your wrist, give it a few taps, make sure you know that it exists. It's a separate joint than your hand, and we are going to start by going down. That wrist will come down, hand will go up, and then the wrist will come up, hand will go down. My fingers are attempting to stay as relaxed as possible as I do this. Moving the wrist up, moving the wrist down. You'll notice once again that my forearm is moving. If you need to look at your wrist to make this happen, please do so. Take about one more. And then we're going to go side to side. Once again, this is the harder one. So it's okay if it doesn't go well the first time round. Just keep working at it. We're going to go left to right, right to left here. Pulling in. My forearm moves in. My hand goes opposite direction. My forearm moves out. My hand comes in. Working your way side to side. Once again, trying to keep those fingers as relaxed as possible. Let the wrist itself do the work. Taking about one more each direction. And then we'll let that go. Now we're going to move into some elbow circles. So moving our way joint by joint up the arm. I like to, in particular, grab a hold of my upper arm for this one to make sure the movement is coming from the elbow joint itself. So as you stick your arm out in front of you, grab a hold of that arm and keep that bicep pointing up towards the ceiling. We are going to bend at the elbow, and then we're going to take it out to the side as far as we possibly can. Bring it forward, and then we're going to bring it in as far as we possibly can. Taking it in these huge circles. Huge is relative here, but try to move to the outside of your forearm as well as move to the inside of your forearm. Once again, making it as slow as possible to really feel the activation of those muscles around it. Next time we come to bent, we're going to go the opposite way. Coming through that outside, back up to bent, all the way straight. Keeping the upper arm as still as possible, making the movement happen at the elbow itself. Going through one more. And then we'll let that go. Moving on to the other side. Once again, grab your upper arm bone, that humerus. Keep it still, bend the elbow. Take it out towards the thumb. Bring it straight. Bring it in towards the body and all the way around. Nice big elbow circles. If you have any type of elbow issue, any issue at the joint, tennis or golfer's elbow, this is a great one to do on the daily. Switching the directions. Giving your body a better sense of where that elbow is, creating some relief as you work through your full range of motion. We'll go for about one more. And then we'll let that one go. All right, thank you guys for checking out this video. Enjoy. Once again, this is great little tidbits to do, just as little stops between your workday. Give your hands a little bit of a break, as well as work through any issues you might have in your wrists, forearms, or hands. Thank you very much. Have a great one. Once again, I'm Kevyn McAnlis. You can find me at Move with Kevyn on Instagram. Thank you.